tell you about this piece of deliciousness now. You can close your eyes and imagine it, a blend of jazz, good food, and dialogue. That will be the order of the day this Easter Sunday as the Irene Jazz Picnic takes place at the Irene Country Club. The inaugural event promises a premium lineup of performances by top jazz musicians and bands led by the likes of composer and pianist Thandi Ntuli, the Mthunzimvubu Quartet, and Carlo Mbombeli, and the Prisoners and Strange, to name but a few. For more on what you can expect on the 30th of March, we speak to curator Percy Mabandu and performer Thandi Ntuli, who is on the lineup. A very good morning to our guests, and thank you very much for joining us. Maybe let's start with you, Mr. Mabandu, sir, and you can tell us about the big idea.
Right. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here because I can't wait to see you all on the 31st of March, on Easter Sunday.
Right.
It's going to be great. So we've managed to put together one of the most amazing lineups, what I think is the best balanced lineup for a while, because I mean you've got Thandi, on piano and vocals. She's incredible. She's here. And then Mthunzimvubu for the straight ahead jazz fans and that kind of eclectic imaginative music of Carlo Mbombeli and the Prisoners of Strange, who, by the way, haven't played together for almost 10 years, and they've just gotten back together again. So the music is going to be jumping. It's going to be great. And then there's the idea that it's in the Irene Country Club, which is an amazing venue, an amazing environment, probably the safest, lushest, greenest place you've ever been. So that makes it wholesome for the whole family and not just, uncles in Floshams who just want to listen to jazz, but everybody who just wants, a wholesome, wonderful experience can come out. And, when you do buy your ticket, there's actually a chance that you could pre-buy a picnic basket with all the cold meats and cheeses, to make it a wonderful experience.
Awesome. I like the whole bring the family part, because if the kids aren't coming, we're not coming.
Exactly.
Thandi Ntuli, there you are, ma'am. And as you heard, a very impressive introduction to who you are and the music that you will be presenting. What kind of experience do you want, or an offering do you want to present on the 31st?
Thank you for having me, firstly, Dudu. And I am really looking forward to playing at this Irene Jazz Picnic, particularly because it's in my home city, and I don't think Pretoria gets enough, events happening there, even though it is a city that has been known to be lovers of jazz in a big way. I'm going to be performing solo piano. I've just recently released a solo / collaborative album called Rainbow Revisited. So I'm going to be performing things from that new album and a mix of stuff from my whole catalog as well.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Mabandu, you mentioned a band that hasn't performed together in quite a while. What did it take to actually put this together, like for us to appreciate it, right? Because I'm sure when we're sitting there on the day, it's going to be all things lovely, but it couldn't have been easy.
Well, it's easy because people like Thandi make great music, right? I mean, Thandi does all the hard work, and I see it, and I'm like, okay, the hardest part is trying to keep it from going far afield, It's just like, I know you're in demand this weekend, but please come home and let's do this. So that was the hard part. But in terms of looking at the, music that's out there now, that's sort of on offer, you sort of want to self-indulge, but you have to hold back as well and say, okay, I'm not just curating this for straight-ahead jazz, music lovers, or for people who are into that virtuoso kind of wholesome music that Thandi makes, but you also have to balance it out, for everybody, right? So that's the thing. You've got, 6 hours or so where you can pack great music, but you also want to make it so that there's time for people to just go lie down on the lawn and enjoy the great food. So that's, part of the magic, to try and create a balanced experience. And, there's going to also be an Easter egg hunt for the kids, so balancing all of that into a great wholesome afternoon. That's where the challenge is. But in terms of the music, these guys are great. They're part of what gives us this golden age of South African music that's unfolding now.
No doubt. I can almost smell all the different stalls and the food that they're preparing. But is there a place for the little ones where maybe you have to be with your little ones, or there's a kiddies corner?
Right. There's a little playground that's already built into the Irene Country Club. So it's already a kind of wholesome venue, and that's why we chose it. But as you can imagine, because there's golf courses, there's cricket fields, and so there's all sorts of greenery and lawn space everywhere, along with the place where the actual picnic is going to be happening. There's various places where you can sort of steal yourself to go play with your kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they are your children, so
right,
you
so
must
you need
take
to
responsibility.
you need to look after them.
Okay, Thandi Ntuli, you could be anywhere, as Percy is saying. You know, you could have traveled and you could have gone anywhere. Why choose to constantly give back to home?
Well, the first thing is that home is where our messages are most understood. I think my music is definitely inspired by the environment that I find myself in. So as much as you may take the message or the story some other places, which is very important, I think it's primarily understood and resonates with the audiences here. So I always love playing at home, particularly because it also gives me a sense of feeling whether my message is landing and the music that I'm writing is making sense to the audience that would understand it the most. That is important to me, and I think I really enjoy the way South African audiences, Pretoria, Johannesburg, places I've played in, I've always enjoyed the way that people here at home ingest the music.
Sure.
You know, so that's why I choose it. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me sure that I'm being clear in the way that I communicate what I'm saying.
Is the message landing? Do you feel the love? Because people love you, ma'am.
I feel the love, man. I really feel the love. I really do, and I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for it.
Right. Percy, what do we need to know? So we know it's on the 31st. What time do we get there? Where do we purchase tickets? Early birds? Can you get it at the door?
Right. We're going to try and get the tickets business done before the day. So please go to Quicket and buy your tickets. It's 100 rands for children 12 and under. It's 350 for the adult, and you can pre-buy picnic baskets on the platform on quicket.co.za. And then, you know, we open the gates at 10 a.m. and we're going to close at 6 in the evening. The idea is that we want you to get home safely. We don't want to keep you there having too much fun till late. I know we'd like to stay there and just wallow in the goodness of it all, but that's the idea. And we're also going to have, before I forget, Nothemba Madumo, who's going to be looking after us on stage throughout the day, playing lovely music. Everybody knows her from the work she's done over the years. So in that sense, you know, I'd want to say, don't wait till the day. You might not get that ticket. They're limited, you know. All of Pretoria hasn't had great fun like this for a while. So all of Pretoria, Centurion, you know, people are going to be coming out. So go to Quicket, get the ticket, and yeah, let's do this.
Where did this start for you?
For me, like I've always, this has been, you know, this has been my life's work in a sense. Like you know, I grew up in Pretoria. As Thandi says, Pretoria is jazz country, and we're always looking to create a space where we can converge with people that we like and new people that we don't know that we might, you know, fall in love and, you know, and get to make new friends. And so we like creating context for that. And this is one of those. We can bring family, friends together and have fun with great music and have Thandi play for us.